guys, welcome to Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube. It's January 7th, 2026. I am Kimberly Jolly. I'm the owner of Fat Quarter Shop, and on this FlossTube we talk about all the things I'm stitching, what all of our staffy stitchers are stitching, and we have a ton of variety between the 5 of us. We are going to be kicking off our 2026 plans for the year. We're going to talk about all of our goals, catch you up on what we've stitched and what's new in the store. We're excited to plan and stitch for 2026. We will also show you all the latest releases that have come out, and through the year we will also give you finishing ideas and drop in stitching tips that you can all comment in. Thank you for joining us for 2026, and now we can jump into our plans for the year. The first thing I wanted to show you was Cherry Love. So this is a brand new free pattern. This one is free and this one is paid. So the way that this started was Jocelyn drew, every year we do a free Valentine's. And so there's a free version, and then we decided this year to do a paid version. They're both PDFs. So we have thread packs that you can use for either of them. We put together this cute little charm. It's so cute. And I'll show you the 2 pieces that were made. Do you know who stitched these?
I do both.
Okay, so Denise stitched both of these. Now, she's going to do a reel on how you do this. It's super easy. This is all this trim and fabric info is on the pattern cover. And then this frame, the information's right here. So anything that you need to see about how we finished it is always right here under model finishing. And these 2 were both stitched on 28 count pale gray gingham, which is this. You can't, it's kind of interesting because once you stitch on it, you lose the design, which to me is so interesting. I'm going to be stitching on the 14 count, and I'm going to stitch this one. And then I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to just use the same frame. Now we use this frame, it's from Hobby Lobby. We also used it on our charity for 2026. It's just a really good price, a really good color, and I think the fact that it has curves makes it not so obvious if it's not 100% straight, which is really nice. So this is our very first release for 2026. It's still designed by Jocelyn. If you're a quilter, there is going to be a quilt that is free and a paid quilt, and we will be talking about that on this Friday's Fat Quarter Shop regular live stream on the other channel. So this is Cherry Love. Now I'm going to show you what I've been stitching, and I'm going to stitch this. I am going to show you my progress on stitching next week. I'm going to see if I can finish this whole thing in one weekend, and if I can, then that will show you that you can. If not, I might come back with just a leaf. We'll see. We'll see what happens when I start stitching. So this is not released yet, but this is the February Good Old Days by Stitching with the Housewives. And this is coming out, I guess, probably next week or the week after. And then the last one will be March. So I will be all done with the series. Once that's done, we will do a full set of all 12 once all 12 are out. They're available as paper or PDF. I stitched mine with Classic Colorworks called for, and then I used chalkboard black 14 count. And then these are the sticky circles that Priscilla, Chelsea, and Denise use for finishing, and there is a video finishing. You just search Good Old Days Fat Quarter Shop Finishing, and the sizes are 4 1/4 and 3 1/2. And this one, I was doing good these 2 days. And then this day I was like, oh, forget it. And I just traveled my thread everywhere. It was so funny. But with black, you don't see it. This is probably my favorite one from the entire series. I really like the hearts in the topiary right here. There's just a lot of detail in this one that I really liked. And I'm so excited that I'm caught up. And then I can't remember when what I showed you last time. Where was I at last time when I showed this? Do you remember, Denise?
I don't think you had the greens in the border.
Okay.
Or like you have the border done, just not the green.
Okay, so a few years ago I did Farmhouse Christmas, and I have it framed.
Do you want it?
Yeah, and I really love this border. Now, one thing that I have all of you confused on is this is Log Cabin Christmas, but I also did Farmhouse Christmas. And when I did Farmhouse Christmas, I used this border and I loved it. So I thought, well, let me do this one with the same exact border so they can be matchy-matchy, use the same frame. And I'm gonna show you the one I did. It was probably 3 years ago. This is on 16 count, beautiful beige. So this is the Farmhouse Christmas. 16 count, beautiful beige. This one, I have a thread pack that goes with it. And then this one, I also have a thread pack. They're called Kimberly thread packs, and you just search the pattern name. So you're gonna see that my colors are a little bit lighter than the cover. And if you purchase the color, the thread pack, in here, we print out the free border that is from the Little House Needleworks website, and then we give you this little booklet that Denise does that tells you the conversions for each month. And the only way to get that is with the thread pack. So I'm excited because my goal was, when I started this, was to do each month, January through September, and then do the border in October. But one thing, when I was doing the Farmhouse Christmas, I just would get confused on where to start and stop the borders. So I went ahead and did all the borders, did the outside. The stitch count of this, somebody's asking about stitch count. So these individually are 63 by 63. The 3x3 is 195 by 195, and the full piece is 209 by 209. And this is stitched on 16 count, beautiful beige. You can buy these patterns individually and just stitch them individually if you want. And I'm sure throughout I'm gonna make small changes. I'm sure that I'm gonna change eyes. You know, I might just change little things, but in general, it's gonna stay about this. Now, these are not gonna take me very long. I think one of these, it might take me 4 or 5 hours. Thank you for the super sticker, Kathy Dayton 6493. So hopefully you guys can sew along with me on this. And I guess if you sew along, you could do Farmhouse Christmas that I did before, or you could do this one, which is Log Cabin Christmas. I just think these are super fun, and each month is only 63 by 63. So it's, you know, it's not very much stitching. And then I need to trim this bottom part. It's driving me crazy. So this is the piece I bought. I need to trim that. The next thing to talk about is our Quilting Bee by Lori Holt of Bee in My Bonnet. Now this is going to start in February. So our spots are filling up. There are going to be 6 different patterns that come out February through December of this year. They are called the Quilting Bee, but they are based on the mercantile quilt that Lori designed about 3 years ago for Riley Blake. So this is going to come out in February. So I'm going to stitch mine, and I wanted to just kind of tell you up front what I'm going to do because it's going to be a little bit different than Lori's. Thank you to Valeria Bauer for the super sticker. I'm going to try to not confuse you guys because I get confused. Okay, so this was stitched on 36 count cream and sugar fiber on a whim. This was stitched by Denise.
Correct.
This is 14 count fiber on a whim if you just want to see the difference in the cloth. Okay, so that's the sample. This is what the pattern's going to look like. You know, it's a big, nice, big color. Okay, so I want to show you a couple of things. Okay, I want to show you mine. I got the border done and just show you the difference. So this is 36 count, which would be 18 count, and this is 14 count. So the difference is, I'm trying to see how many inches it is. Oh yeah, right here. So I would say it's about 1.5 inches bigger here. Now, I started this, and of course, I think the motto of Kimberly's life is, let's complicate my life as much as possible. Let's complicate everybody else's life who works here, and let's just change everything because let's be difficult. Not really, but kind of. Okay, so the color of the sewing machine here comes in your thread pack. The thread that's stitched is Eve's, Leaves, and Little Sprout. 36 is over 2. Now, green is my second least favorite color. Purple's my least favorite, green's my second. And I just don't know that I could stitch in a sewing machine that's green, that's that big. So I went round and round and round, and Lori, Denise, and Kevin picked these colors. So I'm gonna make the dark green Chesapeake Bay and the light green St. Bernard. Now this will not come in your thread pack, so I had to buy that separately. Now this border thread is the same border thread, it just looks different. Right, Denise? I mean, it looks different, but it's the same.
Yes, because you're using 2 strands versus I did 1 strand.
Okay, so yeah, so I think people are confused on the brown. I use the same brown as called for. This uses 2 strands, this uses 1 strand, so it looks totally different. So that's the first thing I changed.
Before you go on, the Chesapeake Bay and St. Bernard, those threads are in the thread pack. They're just not going to have enough for the quantity you need for the machine.
Yeah, okay, so Denise pulled them from right here, right?
Correct.
Because so Denise basically pulled me a couple of options, and then we have this magician named Sarah who colored it a couple of ways, and so that's how I came up with what it's going to look like. Now the other thing that I'm going to do is, this is color Ginger Snap right here. And I'm just not going to put that in. I think it looks good without anything. And then inside the sewing machine, I don't think I'm going to put yellow. I will probably put bamboo or some type of white. So those are kind of my changes. Now, if you sign up for the club, you will be getting the pattern in January, the tomato pin cushion thread bling.
It's on under your,
which is right here. So this is going to be brand new, this thread bling, and then this enamel needle minder. So this Quilting Bee enamel needle minder is meant to go with the entire series, and so is the tomato pin cushion thread bling. This is Lori's 3rd thread bling. Later, I'm going to show you her other 2, and I'm going to show you all 3 together just so you can see it. So if you sign up for the club in February, you're going to get 1 pattern, 1 needle minder, and 1 thread bling. And then the remaining every other month will be 1 print paper pattern. So I'm not going to work on this until I'm not going to work on this again until everything goes out to everyone stitching. I wanted to stitch a little bit ahead because I kind of knew I was going to change things, and so I like to tell you if I'm going to change things, you know, just in case. And then these right here are the brand new Stitchy Spools Floss Drops, and there are, I think, 20 come in there, right? I think there's 20 colors in each.
I think.
And they're all different. They're all different colors. I do know that. And Alicia left purple off because I don't like purple. Oh, I thought Kimberly might go for a turquoise sewing machine. You know, that was one of the options, but I feel like the classic Colorworks turquoise is just not aqua enough. So that's kind of what I started with for the year. And so this is obviously, I'm going to make all 6 from the Quilting Bee. So each of the borders is going to be the same, but each time it's a different color. So, you know, don't stitch your border yet. For the club, they are not all sewing machines. So February's a sewing machine. April is a pin and pin cushion. June is an iron and starch. August is scissors and buttons. October is tea and notions. And December is needle and threads. Is there a DMC list for this pattern? It will be on the back of the pattern.
It should be.
It will be on the back of the pattern. That's not out yet. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you are Lori's 2est new releases that are out. So this is the Quilted Farm Girl by Lori Holt. This came out late 2025. We're going to do a sew along. We're starting it in February of this year, and it's going to end in January of 2027. Now this one, there are not really definite sections, so we're just going to do a free-for-all, meaning stitch whatever, however you want to stitch, because I couldn't think of a way, Denise couldn't think of a way, and we just thought, you know what, let's have some freedom here. The floss drops are in stock and available. Okay, so this pattern you can get as a paper or PDF. This one was stitched by Cheryl. This was stitched on Farmhouse 25 count, which is a Lori Holt fabric right here. So this is what Cheryl stitched on. 2 strands using the keep the strands together method. This is what your thread pack will look like. And then Lori recommends the Farm Fresh egg drops separately. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to stitch on because, of course, you know, story of my life, let's make everything difficult. So I decided, you know, a couple years ago, one of my things was I really just enjoy 14 count. Let's just stick with 14 count. I love it. Well, this year my motto is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be let's stitch all on white fabric because I don't love brown. So my favorite fabric besides chalkboard black is 14 count pale gray gingham. So if there were only 2 fabrics that I could stitch on all year, these would be the 2 that I would use. So I want to show you the difference in how they look. This is stitched by Cheryl. This is 25 count loop method. This is 14 count 2 strands together. So you see more variegation in her stitch. Do you think you could zoom in, Jordan? You see more variegation in the thread in Cheryl's, less in mine. And my thread shows a bigger or thicker color because 14 count is smaller than 25 count. 25 count is bigger. The whole stitch count of this is 154 by 175. So the 25 count will give you about a 12.5 by 14, and the 14 count will give you about 11 by 12.5. I'm going to go at my own pace. This is my plan for how I think I'm going to do it. Usually I start in the top left, right? But this time I just thought, ooh, that's a lot of space to like maneuver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight up, and then I'm going to come over here. I'm probably going to outline the little girl and, you know, do all this, and then I'll do this last. Now, one thing I'm going to do, I don't think I've told Denise yet, but I don't think I'm going to make the girl gray dress. I think I'm going to make this denim and then make her basket gray. Like, I think I'm going to reverse these colors just so it looks different. So keeping it within the same thread pack, but I just think denim would be really, really cute. And I might make her hair like a little bit red, like Emma's hair. So that is Quilted Farm Girl. Now the next one that came out at the same exact time is Farmyard Friends. So this one is available as paper or PDF. This one, the sew along, doesn't start until April of 2026, and it goes for an entire year. We have the image pop up of how we're doing it on the blog, and Jordan can pop it up. You can stitch it as we are, or you can stitch it any way you want. So you can see we started April in the top left. So the blog post on both of these is going to release. Our blog post on all the quilt alongs and stitch alongs, they go about a month or 2 before the stitch along. So this blog post is not out yet. So this is kind of where we're starting. I'm using the thread pack. This was stitched by Cheryl on Pebble 25 count, which is a Lori Holt fabric. It's an even weave Lugana. I'm stitching on Venetian stone, 14 count. So it does, you know, there is a significant, well, I don't want to say significant, but it's definitely a different hue. I don't know if that's the right word. So this is a little bit more gray. This is a little bit more brown. So this is April. So kind of, I'm going to do a lot of outlining on mine. And then this one, I think I'm going to make the cow. I don't think I'm going to have so much black. I think the black is a little much for me. So I might make my cow pink. That was Denise's idea. And then I might make his like muzzle like gray. And then I might make the sheep's head like gray like this. So I'm going to play with colors a little bit just so it's not so black and white. So this one, the stitch count is 120 by 180. Mine is going to come out about 8 3/4 by 13, and then Cheryl's came out at 9 5/8 by 14 1/2. And I do want to apologize that I change everything up, but it is I'm going to change up even more in a second and drive y'all crazy. But I really like to make my things, you know, fit my house, and I encourage you to do the same thing. The next one is Garden of Quilts. It came out before the last two, and it was released at the Garden of Quilts with Lori in September. Okay, so here we go. I've already complicated this one. You should see the text I sent Denise. She's just like, oh my gosh, can you simplify things? Okay, so just to show you, Lori has 3 thread blings. This is the Gingham Love thread bling. This is the Candy Star thread bling. And then her neck, this was the first, the second, and then her third one is going to be the tomato. This one is coming out with the quilting bee. Okay, so this is how it looks. I got my thread pack, and I stitched, can you zoom in a little bit, Jordan, pretty please? So I stitched, do we have, oh yeah, good, okay, we have hers. I stitched the green, and see how dark it is? And I was like, ooh, these were the called for colors. This is what came in my thread pack. So I unstitched them, and I'm replacing my greens with 4-leaf clover and little sprout. Now these just came straight out of my stash, and you can tell they're in my stash because the way I have them, you know, that's way more than one skein. So I'm changing the green throughout to 4-leaf clover and little sprout. Then I went ahead and I started stitching, let's see. I started stitching the spool in Straw Hat, and I didn't like it, so I moved to Brown Hen. So these are my colors. Brown Hen was in my thread pack. The 2 greens were not. So that's the first thing. The second thing I wanted to show you was we have a pop-up of how we're going to divide the quilt along. We were going to do it free for all, but we got a lot of questions. So we're going to do January through November. Now, you see January through July is the top row. I think that's all I'm going to stitch. I did make the piece big enough so I can add the entire thing if I want to later. So what I'm going to be doing is stitching 1 to 2 flowers a month. And then we'll see. And then I should be done in July. And there is in the pattern the initials and the years. So, oh, and then it's got the cute little needle minder. Look, it matches. I feel like my thread colors even match it better. Look at that. Okay, so this one's pretty big. It comes out to like 9 by 15. This one I'm stitching on pale gray gingham. The one that Cheryl stitched the sample on was Milk and Honey 36 count. And you can see the color of the thread is lighter here because it's 1 strand and mine is 2 strands. Did you stitch this one?
No, Cheryl.
Cheryl did, okay. Okay.
I'll leave this one.
Okay, and then this next one is, we're gonna do a sneak peek. I'm just gonna like, okay, so, keep to the front camera. Okay, so we talked about the stitch cards for years and years and years. There's a total of 104. So each stitch card comes with 4 patterns within it, A to Z. They were released throughout the last couple of years by Lori Holt, and everyone has wanted a stitch along with it. So Lori has a lot planned. I can tell you, I started mine. That's all I can show you. We are going to be doing 4 different seasonal ones, starting with spring. The information is going to come out later in January. And I'm going to be stitching mine on 14 count pale gray gingham. That's all I can tell you now. Let me look at questions and see if there's anything before Shelly shows you her new stuff. Do you know what frames are used for each of the projects? They are all custom frames.
On the pattern, we do list the opening size if they are custom framed. I'll show you.
Okay.
Specifically, they want to know Cherry Love one.
Oh, Cherry Love. Yeah, the Cherry Love, that is listed on the pattern. That's Hobby Lobby, and it's listed on the pattern.
I'll talk more about that one later.
Okay.
But right here, we tell the opening.
So right here on all of the patterns, we list the frame opening size, which is right here, right, Denise?
Yes.
This part?
Correct.
Cheryl does a loop start with specialty threads. I thought that wouldn't show the variegation. Okay, I said that wrong. I do the loop method. Cheryl does not. She's gonna do a demo next week on that. Does the Happy Farm Girl cross stitch pattern come complete, or is it like the quilt pattern where the book is required? The cross stitch pattern is complete because it's a totally different project. Can you order the Lori Holt magazine file holders? They're all gone forever and ever. What 18 count would work for the Stitch Club? Well, it depends what color you're going for. You know, there is a Milk and Honey 18 count that matches what Lori did. Are we doing a stitch along to celebrate America's 250th anniversary? I don't think we have
Not
yet.
really.
We haven't planned one yet.
No, we haven't planned one, but Cheryl does have
Okay,
patriotic.
Cheryl's going to be doing stuff. And if something comes out great that I love, we'll of course add it. But right now, we just have a quilt one planned. Is there a way to add an opt-in to auto ship with the called for fabrics? No, not right now. There's not. Okay. Yay. Okay, so welcome Shelly. She's going to show you all her plans for 2026, and then Cheryl's going to come, and then Denise is going to come, and then Alicia's going to come. I'm going to sit on the side and answer questions and kind of watch the questions as we go.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Over the holidays, I spent time cleaning out my craft room, organizing, trying to figure out what I want to do for next year. So I'm just going to sort of loosely go through everything I've pulled out, my plans, what I'm hoping to finish, what I want to start. But first, I'm going to start with a stitching finish that I got done over the holidays. This is, what is this called? Away we go by Country Cottage Needleworks. I even have it written down. So I did this on the 14 count navy witchelt, and I did for the first time French knots. I think I put these in 3 or 4 times and took them back out, and finally was happy with what was left. But I definitely need some practice on those. I watched a lot of videos, and I found that I kept going the wrong way. And then I'd get it the right way, and then I'd forget, and I'd go back the wrong way. So,
you know, Cheryl's desk is really close to yours. You could just like leave it on her desk with some cookies, and she'd probably do it for you.
Funny thing is, Cheryl wasn't here.
She
that
wasn't
day.
here,
Oh,
so-
she came to my office asking as if I knew, and I was like, I'm the wrong person.
okay, and then I have a couple here that I've already started, but I got a little bit of progress on. So the first one is the Tea Goddess by Tiny Modernist. And let's see. Okay, so What I've added on is I've come across the bottom of her skirt and did this section.
That looks good.
Let's see, and so this is on Lemon Zest 14 count by Fabric Flare. It's probably hard to see. I've been playing with the back stitches. I usually go one stitch at a time, and so over here I was experimenting with 3, maybe 4 at a time, seeing what I liked. I think I definitely like going one at a time and making it look fuller with the back stitches. So I'm going to stick with just one stitch at a time on my back stitches.
It's so pretty. What fabric is that?
This is the Lemon Zest by Fabric Flare, 14 count.
It's crazy. Oh, in person, it's a little bit brighter,
Yeah.
just so you guys know.
It's brighter, but yet this lemon still really pops
Oh, yeah, it really
off
does.
of here. And then I got a little bit more work on the Merry Stitchmas. One that I'm working on, this is Season's Greetings. It's the one from the cover right here. Okay.
You got a lot of progress.
I filled these guys in. I'm not sure how far I was last time, but all of the rectangles and squares are here, and I started getting these guys filled in. It's slow going once you get here because there's a lot of color changes, but it's a lot of fun watching them come to life. This is 14 count Morganite by Fiber on a Whim. It's a little bit pinker in person than it shows up on the camera. It is one
And
of my
that bottom
favorites.
right, it's showing black, but that's green.
Yes,
right here. Yeah, it's green.
and this is navy.
So the color's looking
Right
a little
here.
funny today.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, and so I went through everything I had, what I want to finish this year, what I want to start. So I'm going to do a quick recap of the things that I've started and I want to finish. So this is the Gothic Bat by Yasmin's Made with Love, and I'm doing it on 14 count Eggshell by Fiber on a Whim. I really need to I think I need to be better about following Cheryl's plan. Cheryl does Halloween stitching on the 13th and the 31st. Is that right, Cheryl?
Yeah.
I need to start that so I can get further into this project. Okay. Fall Folk Dragon by Tiny Modernist. And I'm doing this one on 14 count Cobalt by Fiber on a Whim. I had started this on 18 count, and that's when I had the realization I don't want to do 18 count. I love 14 count, 16 count. I'm sticking with it. Okay. Magic of Christmas, another Tiny Modernist, which this goes this direction.
Do you have the floss in the bag?
I do.
You pulled a Denise for that one.
I pulled a big Denise. I'll show you in a minute. She showed me some bags that she bought, and so I organized everything I had into these bags. But I'm keeping everything. I'll keep the pattern, the floss, and my cloth together, and then I have a couple of like central project bags that have all of my supplies in it. So I just switch out my little supply bag between bags, and then go through my stack of these and figure out what I want to work on that day. What is this guy? A Sapphire, 14 count Sapphire by Fiber on a Whim. It's got a tiny start.
So was the lemon fabric flare?
Correct. It was.
Was it
fabric.
stiff or soft?
For your tea?
It starts out stiff, but it has gotten quite soft. Yeah, it's still got some stiffness. It's really nice to work with, but it's definitely got some movement to it. That makes sense what I'm doing here. I don't think it's very stiff at this point.
Does yours loosen, Kimberly? Stiffness
Yeah,
as
mine
you work
does.
with it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but I prefer the stiffer the better for me. So I'm opposite of what most people think.
And here's Spooky Night. This was another one I had started on 18 count and just didn't like it, so I switched to 16 count Gold by Fiber on a Whim. So this is another one to work on the 13th and 31st with the Gothic Bat.
Would you stitch both of them at the same time, or like focus on one Halloween until you get that one done?
I don't know, because I used to be a focus on one, start to finish, and that was also that's how I quilt. And I haven't changed that, but I've obviously changed that with cross stitch, because I'm all
Cheryl
over the place.
influencing all of us.
So Denise influenced me with these hanger bags.
Which I was influenced by Nicole Spore. She did a Vlogmas.
So I got these, and when I know what I want to do with the project, I take one of these bags, I put my pattern in there, I get my cloth, and the thread.
Do you get those on Amazon?
Yes,
Okay.
they were on Amazon.
Yeah, there's different sizes that they had. I think the one that we'll link in is like a 10.5 by
So it
11.
hangs.
It hangs.
It hangs, and the best part was I got all of this organized, and I was so excited. I cleaned my whole sewing room, and then I went to hang these, and I opened my fabric closet. There's no dowel in that closet.
So it
now I
just like
have to
hangs like, oh, so it like clips.
It
It'll
zips.
close. It'll zip
I
up.
don't know what this is, so that's why I'm showing you guys, because I didn't even know it. Okay, so then you just go like this and you just
Yes.
pull. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Now I
Got
need
the
a new
zip
closet.
top. Yeah, well, now I have to, yes, we have to figure out something. So I want to get this terrarium done as well. This is the Mermaid Terrarium by Tiny Modernist. And I pulled out a 25 count even weave. I've never sewn on this, but I think my eyes can handle this. I think I
color
can do
is
this.
that?
This one is Snow on Aqua. And this has, what are these called?
Like
The
confetti
con-
stitches? the
confetti
single
stitches. And I think I'm gonna skip the confetti stitches on this one because it's already
Oh, that would be
Oh,
got
yeah, that's
I thought
good.
this looked like bubbles, so that's why I chose this fabric to
That's
do
like
this one on.
saving. That's like automatic stitching.
That's
done.
right.
Shelley, Tiny Modernist on her patterns, are they in color?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are on the inside. They're great patterns, and they're on nice cardstock. Okay, so next I have a couple of patterns that have really been in the back of my mind, and I've decided to go for it this year. So this is my, haven't gotten started at all. These are my goals this year. So I've got two from Crochet A Go-Go, the Christmas Sampler, and I'm gonna do this one on a 16 count cappuccino from Fiber on a Whim. These are pretty big. These will be bigger than anything I've done before, so I'm excited to start these. And I'm also gonna do, Which is Welcome. And I haven't found a fabric that I like yet
That looks good.
for this one.
Are you gonna do the small little pillow too, or you're just gonna try to focus on the big sampler?
I'm gonna focus on the big sampler. I always say I like to sew medium-sized things. I don't really enjoy small things. I don't know why. The terrariums are probably the smallest thing that I like to do.
Go big or
So I'm just gonna go
Denise,
with this size.
did y'all? If you didn't hear what she said, Denise said, "Go big or go home."
And these two I've really been excited about. They're from Heartstring, Samplery, Hopperstown, and Halfway Happy. Possibly loosely based on a popular television show right now she alludes to, I think, in the pattern. So I'm really excited about these. This one I've ordered the called for fabric. It's called Graveyard Mist. It looks very white
Do we sell it?
on the pattern.
Is this one by Lap and Loops?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you would have to order that directly from her online.
And I'll bring it and show it, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to use it yet, but I'll bring it in and show it. And then the Halfway Happy, I've pulled two, but I'm not sure which one I want to do yet. This one is 16 Count Stone by Fiber on a Whim, and this is Chance of Rain by Stitchery.
You didn't ask my opinion, but stone looks beautiful.
Stone is what I'm leaning to because there's a gray in this that I left over there in my bag. There's a gray that goes in here, but I think is going to be too close. But stone is. I just want to get started and make sure it's not too light.
And then,
yes.
if you guys don't know, she's referring to what's the show called?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. And the only reason I know is Jordan and Denise told me yesterday, and my daughter's obsessed with that show.
Wow.
And she won't stop talking about it, and so one of my sons had to tell her at dinner, enough with Stranger Things. No more discussion of Stranger Things at dinner.
That sounds like my son. While we're watching it, he's like, "Mom, please stop asking questions. Just watch the show. You'll
So-
figure it out."
So Emma, like on New Year's Eve, I guess one came out at 7:00. She like made her dinner plans around it, told her boyfriend, we are not leaving until we watch it. And the worst thing about watching TV with Emma is she fast forward through everything. And so you can't watch a show with her because she drives you crazy. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Well, my son and I, we reserved the TV on Thanksgiving night, Christmas. Was it Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, Alicia?
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, and then New Year's Eve. We were like 7:00. It's for us. All right, and then I had all of this planned out. I was good to go, and I thought, oh wait, let me pull something new out and start something completely new right now that I had not planned on. So I started this the other evening, and it's the Valentine Terranium by Tiny Modernist. And this is a 14 count gray dot by Stitchy. This is the first time I've used this fabric, and I love it. It's super stiff, but it's also super soft. Your thread doesn't get caught on it. It feels great to sew on this fabric. I've been really happy. Whoops, I'll put it down. Sewing on this one, and I'm also gonna skip some of the white stitches up in here because it has the gray dots on it, and I think I'm gonna add a few more hearts.
Someone
in the top.
also asked, I don't know if Jordan can pop up the question, but they wanted to know what fabric, again, you were using for Magic of Christmas. So I
Okay.
pulled it here for you to mention it.
Okay. This is Sapphire, the 14 count Sapphire by Fiber on a Whim.
Was that called for, or you just?
No, I
Color match has
I had
best.
seen this and I loved it, and I had already grabbed it. And then this pattern came out, and I was like, oh, that's the perfect thing. What do they call for? Riviera Aqua by Witchelt.
What I think's great about Shelly's stuff is she's got all kinds of stuff going on. She's got cheap fabric, expensive fabric. I have cheap fabric. Cheryl only has expensive fabric. Shelly has both. And Denise, I think, has gone to the dark side with Cheryl with all expensive. So at some point, I'm going to be the only one on here with a budget, and everybody else is going to be broke.
The also neat thing about Shelly, when you see our, like, Alicia, mine, Shelly, and Kimberly, is like, I consider Shelly like bold in her like fabric, bold and bright, which is totally her personality, which I love.
And I don't think she looks like that in person, though. No, I mean, that's nice.
No, I get it. I
Yeah.
just look like
She's got this really crazy personality that I haven't heard about, but I hear about it behind the scenes. And
You're calm when
she's
like
very calm,
she's very
presence,
calm.
and then she has a funny, what do you call that, dry personality?
Yes.
Like-
but then once you get closer and she starts talking, she is hilarious.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
and she sometimes uses that dry personality, and people don't know what's coming, and it's, you kind of get looks because they're like, wait, what is that?
What is the
Yeah.
creature in the halfway happy? Yesterday, Jordan kind of said something about it. I don't know what he was talking about.
It's a Demogorgon.
And what's the one on the
what's-
top?
Oh, what's her name? I just forgot.
11? Is it 11 or?
Yes, it's 11. Yes.
11, like the number?
Yeah, the number.
Yes, that's her name.
I even
and then
know
she goes by
that.
L.
Yeah.
Do they all go by numbers or just her?
Some of them.
Use the test.
We told you yesterday you need to watch the
I need
show
to watch
before
it.
you ask us
Sorry,
any
Jordan,
more
I'll have
questions.
to take the TV now.
Jordan, have you watched it?
The first season.
Well, how have you not watched it?
The first season came out a long time.
Oh, it's
Oh,
been,
it's been going.
it's been
Oh, I thought this
going.
was all new.
no.
Yeah.
It just
Oh.
ended. This was the final season over the
Oh.
holidays.
How many
I
seasons?
didn't know that.
5.
5.
Oh Lord.
Oh my gosh.
Last
Everyone in here knows what's going on but me.
Last question, do you stitch in hand?
Oh, I do not. I use a. What do I use?
Nerd hoop.
Nerd hoop. I love them. The nerd hoops.
Do you have a
Yes.
specific size you use?
Um.
The medium?
Yes. It's
I-
about this big. Whatever
Well,
that
just because
size
they have
is.
multiple sizes. Like there's a small. I know there's a small.
There's
medium,
four. I think there's
think.
4. There's an extra small. I stick in the medium when I'm doing. Where's the T? When I'm doing the goddesses and ladies from Tiny Modernist, I will use a bigger hoop, and I will put it there's a nerd hoop that fits perfectly over this so that I can outline her entire, their skirts. And I always use a pink one. I don't know why. It comes in many pretty colors, but I always pull my pink one out.
It looks so good.
Thank you. So that is everything I've got.
Thank you, Shelley. Okay, Cheryl's gonna show us all of her stuff for 2026.
You got it, Cheryl.
I think I got it.
Okay, you gotta put that whole thing on the table just to show it for effect.
Well, some of it
No,
is-
show the whole thing. You gotta show it. You gotta show it. Push it. You gotta. She's gonna try to hide it.
No, this is immediate plans, maybe, and initial plans, and we all know that needlework market comes along in March, so we will probably all add some things. So this is, let's say, right now plans, but my
From January through March.
January through March at least, but I guess the main focus of mine for 2026 is going to work on finishing some things that I have in progress. I know we're going to really show progress on the next live stream, but some things I brought just to give you a quick peek because they are in my plans and my goals. You will see from me, I always stitch Christmas all through the year anyway, but specifically this year I think you will see a little more Christmas. You will see a lot of Teresa Kogut in my plans. You will see a lot of patriotic stitching in my plans. And Christmas and patriotic, I know Priscilla and Chelsea have done several Christmas ornaments that are snowmen or Santa that are patriotic. And so a lot of my ornaments this year will be Christmas, but with a patriotic theme also. So I guess to begin with, my new start for January 1st is the first in this stack. Let's see if there's a glare. No, there's not. Good. So it's the American Sampler by Crocheta Go-Go. And there is my little start. I started on New Year's Day. And this is 40 count linen, so it's 1 strand over 2. And just, I think the pattern is 6 pages.
Oh my gosh.
And so you can see on the pattern here is the eagle. And so I have done a little bit of the border here, 2 of the little trees here. I did these to try to use as reference points. I was anxious to get part of the eagle in to make sure my white. I knew the white stitches showed up well in these little bitty, which probably the camera is not even picking up. But this will be, I would like to finish it in 2026, since this is the 250th anniversary of the birth of our nation. If I don't finish it, it's fine, but I at least wanted to start it, and I will work on this. Aside from any model stitching that I do, I will try to stitch on this on the 4th of every month. I will need to stitch more than that if I want to complete it, but always on the 4th if I'm able, I will stitch on this. So that was my New Year's Day start. This was a fabric from my stash. It's a Cedar River linen. Here, I can just put it right here for now. That's fine. And then I had, these are starts that you have not seen. And these are my working copies. So that's why they're just in little sheet protectors. They are both, here's the Nativity frill and the Tiny Town Nativity. And they are on the same fabric. I did these on 32 count because these have little buttons and star charms, and that is the suggested fabric count so that those will fit nicely. The little frill is complete, and I will finish it as an ornament. And since I wanted to do it on the same fabric, I just flipped my fabric around, started on the other corner, and there's the beginning of the nativity.
What color is
Tiny
that?
Town. This is a Fiber on a Whim Celestine, Celestine. Celestine. It's a really, really pretty soft blue. And usually the lights kind of blow out the color and make the fabric look lighter. In this case, it's showing up a little bit darker on the camera than it is. It's a very, very pale sky blue. So those have been worked on so far in 2026. So those are my only new starts. Plans that are definitely in my plans. There are 2 ornaments that are Teresa Kogut. The Santa wreath and the frosty bulb. I didn't bring fabrics that I plan to use. I'm undecided right now on frosty bulb, and he will be a start later. The Santa wreath ornament, I will stitch on 25 count vintage country mocha and do 1/1 so that it will be smaller. This is one just as I brought as an example of a patriotic that I will use for an ornament. It's from the Housewives Sassy Strippers series, and it's Snow Glory. I thought the little snowman was really cute with the flag.
So let's talk about Shelley uses the
Oh, you want to do that?
laminated.
Oh, yes.
So we could show that, and then you're putting you're Xeroxing a copy, putting it in a page protector. That way you
Right.
don't ruin your original.
Right. I rarely stitch from my original pattern.
Oh.
I don't mark on patterns.
Okay.
But occasionally I will write if there's a thread change,
So this
or if or what fabric I'm using.
Because me and Denise, we just use the
I use an
regular.
iPad.
Oh, you use
Right,
the iPad.
she's-
I use the original pattern.
What do you use, Alicia?
Original pattern.
Original
Yeah,
pattern.
okay.
Because I throw mine away. I know people get so mad when I say that, but when I'm done, I just throw it away. Because I mean, what else am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you want to stitch it again?
No, I'll buy it again.
Okay, so this is laminated. This is Shelley's. That's very, very nice.
How do you
Laminated.
like?
How
I'm
you
assuming
store?
you,
'em in
Cheryl,
books.
put that in a binder, being that
Yes.
it's 3. Do you store them somehow, or you like laminate as you go, Shelley?
I laminate as I go, and then when I'm finished with the pattern, I have like a little box set up that's like my finished patterns, and then next to it is the to-do pattern.
Yeah.
Right.
And you keep them.
Yeah, I have.
Do you keep yours, Denise?
I keep my pattern.
Yes.
Half the time, my mom wants to stitch the same things I do for a gift, so the stash
Right.
just gets passed.
Right. Okay, since we're talking plans and goals, I have a few things that are definitely in my plans, but that you have already seen. But here are some. I love this Hark the Herald by Primrose Cottage. That will be stitched at some point through the year. Also, Plum Street Samplers, one of my favorites. Comfort and Joy. On this one, Paulette's Plum Street Samplers are usually quite stitch heavy, and some of them I just do part of the pattern and don't do the whole thing. This one I plan, at least right now, to stitch the entire thing, except I may leave it says, Oh Tidings of Comfort and Joy, December 25th. I may leave that off, but that is a decision that will be made later. I didn't have this one on my list that I had emailed Alicia about, but it is one I definitely want to do before next Christmas. And being stitching with the Housewives, I knew we would not have to special order, or we're going to have those in stock always, and I think it's beautiful. So that's one that's in my plans. Also in my plans is Winter Row by Bent Creek. I failed to pick up my pattern and bring it. Alicia has ordered it, and it's on. You can sign up for notification, but if you're familiar with Bent Creek, their row patterns are about, if you stitch on the call for fabric, they're about 2 inches tall and anywhere from 18 to 20 inches long. So they're just little rows, and Winter Row is the alphabet with snowmen. And so that's one that I will be working on. So that is everything that you haven't already seen, I think. And then other plans, I will continue to do the Naughty or Nice stocking. I know we're going to show progress next week, but I had it this morning, so I'll just do I'll just do a quick peek of what I have
That's
done.
crazy.
Have you been stitching like exclusively on this since the like?
No,
Oh my god,
no.
that's a
But-
lot. What fabric is that?
This is 20 count Ada, that's vintage country mocha.
And
I
that's
really
where
like
you're.
those
That's the
colors.
one where you're doing one strand, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Always
that's
do one strand on 20 count, yeah. Right.
You can really see the variegation of the floss and the presents up here at
Right,
the top.
right. There are only two, I believe, just two fancy flosses in this one, and it's the 2 reds. And yeah, this one is Weeks Dye Works. Let me look and see. Cayenne. The darker is Crimson Weeks Dye Works. But yeah, it shows nicely in the. Next, Teresa Koga, that you have seen before but haven't seen for a while. I started it some time ago. It is on my must finish this year. Love is the Key. And there's a story about this one that I probably told before, but since it's been such a long time, I'll tell it again. I had this piece started and had maybe about as much border as I do now. I had a lot of the girl bunny done. I believe I had started maybe on this flower, and I looked at my pattern and noticed wherever the halfway mark is, and I held up my fabric and I looked at it, and I had started it this direction rather than this direction. So guess what? I didn't take it out,
Just start over.
started over. So
I would have cried and probably not done it again.
I almost cried,
I
but
don't think I've heard this story.
I don't think I have.
okay,
either.
well maybe I didn't tell it on myself. To date, that is the only time in my stitching history that I have ever done that.
Like stitched
Started
on
the wrong direction. Yes, but it doesn't work. So when you start, don't be me. Don't let this happen to you. That's a must finish in 2026.
Someone is asking when you're do you stitch east and west or north and south with overdye? Like, do you stitch left to right or
I
up and
stitch
down?
left to right. It depends on the pattern and the area in the pattern sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's let's say for instance it was a candy cane. It just really kind of depends.
Yeah.
But most of the time, left to right. Okay. Here's another favorite that I have the patterns over there in my bag. I didn't pull
Glitter
any
Village.
of them, but this is Glitter Village. And so, I'm working on number 6. This is a 9-piece pattern. And this fabric has, it shows up a little bit on camera. You can see the sparkle. It is not the Zweigart raw linen. I think that's what you started yours on, Kimberly. Is that
Yes.
right?
What are
Yes.
you stitching on?
This is
Desert opalescent.
Desert opalescent, yeah, it's a Lugana. It's a
32.
32 count, and we did order it. I don't know that we have it currently.
I'll
but,
look.
We need to order.
But
I'll
it's,
order it if we don't
it's
have it.
much easier. I will say about an opalescent, to me, opalescent is a little more difficult to stitch on because of the little sparkle. The light catches it, and sometimes it makes it a little difficult to see,
Agreed.
right?
Agreed on that.
But I much prefer this Lugana over the raw linen with the sparkle in it. So this is a hope to finish. This is a goal for 2026, that I'll finish this. Of this, I didn't even bring the stitched piece to show you because you'll see progress next week. I've made a little progress on this, but this is 2026 Halloween that will continue until I finish it. It will be finished, I think, this year. And I don't know, Kimberly, if you want me to talk about this later, the Book of Days. I meant to look and see if we still had the Book of Days
I'll
in
order
stock.
more.
We have more ordered because Kimberly had mentioned earlier that she knows that I used it. And it is simply, if you're not familiar with it, it's really just a calendar. But let me see. Some of them I put stickers in, then I kind of got lazy and didn't do it. But October might be a good example. I
Jordan, can you
write
zoom out?
when I start something. I write what I stitch on each day. Obviously, I missed a couple of days here writing in it, and I didn't go back and pick it up and fill that in. But when I am working on a model stitch, that too is entered here. Every day what I stitch is entered on each day. The notes, usually I do not put the model stitching information there. I just use that for my personal stitching, and it looks like I didn't start anything in the month of October. That was a new start. And then I just have a little bitty gold, well, they're all colored, multicolored stars that when I finish something, I put a little star in that square. So you can tell at a glance that there were just, looks like there were just 2 things finished, unless, no, here's another finish. I failed to put my star on, but I can look at a glance and see like how many finishes I had that month.
You got a ton that month.
July, there were 4 finishes. Anyway, I think it's a good way to keep everything in one spot. So this was last year's. This is 2026, which is exactly the same format. I had mine spiral bound. I actually bought it from someone who does that. Had some extra pages entered and spiral bound. So that's a good way to keep. And then I brought one other piece that 2026 is a go for mine. I didn't even ask about showing this, so.
Well, we ordered 25, and they said there's a limit of 25.
Well, this is not it.
Right.
It's not this one, but.
Right, but just, yeah.
Okay, so we typically do not carry Mirabilia patterns, but everyone probably has seen the press about Lady of the Flag was designed after 9/11 as a tribute, and it's been out of stock for a long time on the secondary market for crazy amounts of money. And then there was another, let's see, what is she? Queen of Freedom? Lady of the Flag and Queen of Freedom. They've each of those 2 have been re-released, and each shop was allowed to purchase 25. So they will be. This one is still in stock. This one is for my daughter, and I would really, really love to finish this one this year because I started it long ago.
What's the name of that one?
This one is Lady Justice, because she wanted one with the scales of justice, and this was my
She's
favorite.
a lawyer.
That was my favorite one. Yeah, this will go in her office. And I'm stitching it on this fabric
I thought it was dirty on the back when she had it folded.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh my word,
no.
it's dirty. What do I tell her?
No, it's We the People, and it's the Constitution. So I wanted, it will be very large framed piece, and you see on the pattern, the design is centered, but I wanted a lot of this to show. So I offset her. So you can see I just barely have a start, but I have a little bit of color in. Right here is her face. I will change her hair color to match my daughter's hair color, and there was a lot of stitching. My granddaughter has stitched this one. She has, except for the beading and the back stitch, but there's lots of beading in this one too.
Alyssa stitched it.
I'm sorry.
Alyssa did?
Yes.
I want to see a photo of
Yes,
this.
it's, I'll show you, I've got a photo on my phone. It's ready for the beading, and that's scaring her, and I said, don't be scared, well, you know. But, yeah, she's doing it for her boss.
That's nice.
Yeah, so keep your fingers crossed for me that my fingers and my eyes hold out. Right now, that's for me for 2026.
Yay, thank you. Now Alicia's gonna show us. Now Alicia's brand new. She started, well, not brand new to Fat Quarter Shop, but she started stitching in the last couple of months.
Yes, mine are not going to be as crazy as Cheryl's, but should I show this again or no?
Yes. We all went and bought one from Target.
All 5 of us have one. Yep.
So this is what I'll use to organize all of my stuff for the coming year. But that's that. Okay. First thing, I'm going to do all of the months for the Shepherd Year by October House Fiber Arts. I already have December. Let me move that. I already have December done and January. And I'm stitching all of this on Cream and Sugar 14 count by Fiber on a Whim. And I'll do all other months on the same fabric. So that's the first one. Honestly, when I finished this piece, I didn't think, it's kind of hard to see the snowflakes, in my opinion, but I think it's fine.
I think it's fine.
So next I'll be doing February, but I'm going to take a break since I'm already caught up basically on my end. And then I'm going to do 2 Halloween pieces. The first one is Edgar Allan Poetry by Tiny Modernist. Denise and I spent a good amount of time last week, the week before,
I think it was last week.
picking out fabric, and she helped me, and we came up with Spooky Hollow Lighter. This is 18 count Ada by Fabric Flare, which I've never stitched on 18 count, so.
You'll
Is
do
it
great.
similar to like 14 or, okay. Well, hopefully I'll have no
Do you have
trouble.
good eyesight?
Mhm.
Okay, then you're good.
Okay, I'm like, you don't have to like stitch over 2 or anything. Okay, so it's normal. So I'll be doing that, and this one only has 3 threads, so I'm just gonna use the DMC that it's called for. But I'm excited for this one. The next,
Real quick, do you
yeah.
use a hoop? Or you stitch
I
it
do
in?
the Q snap.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that one.
So maybe we should have a segment where we all show
Our
that.
hoops, we can do that for February. Cause
Yeah,
this
but you can
month-
show the,
I'm
somebody
gonna
wants,
show the nerds
somebody
for
wants
you.
to see how you hoop it, like how
Yeah.
you put it in, so I was gonna let you do that.
Yeah, I do Q snap for now. I did want to try a Nurge. I think I bought one, but I don't know what I did with it. The next Halloween piece, please don't be scared. I'm doing this for my husband. When this released, he wanted me to do this, so
He works in receiving, so he checks in, so
Yeah.
he must have seen it when he was checking it in.
So this is The Summoner by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I'm honestly kind of scared to start this piece. I don't know. There's just so much going on. But
Did you
if,
pick a fabric?
yes, I did. I'm going to be doing Heather 28 count by Fiber on a Whim. Denise also helped me pick this. So
That's gonna look so good.
if I finish this, I'm hoping I will. I have to.
Jordan wants to know if it's full coverage, and I want to say when we looked at the pattern,
The purple in the background is the fabric.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
good. It's like the orange fabric on the witch's hollow.
Right.
Yeah, exactly like
Yeah, good.
the one Cheryl's doing, yeah.
Oh, that's
So
pretty.
I think when I do get the bottom part done, I think the rest will be fairly easy because the bottom is like full coverage to me. But we'll see how this turns out. We did. What did we do? We made the picture larger.
Oh yeah, so when hold on, let me get up here for the mic. So when
Okay,
we
I have
open the
it.
pattern, I don't know how much Alicia can show you on it. The pattern, close it real quick. Hold on, let me see if I can.
I think that was a good.
Yeah, so let me do it this way. So there's like I'm gonna do it real quick, like a whole image of the entire piece of Autumn Lane of what they like put on there. And then they break it up, I think maybe amongst like 6 pages. So we went to our printer and I blew it up on an 11 by 17 for her. So that way she could just look at like one image. Is this your first, like, would this have been your first time jumping between pages?
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
Yeah.
So if your printer does 11 by 17, that's a good tip for you guys.
You could always go to like a Kinko's
Or like
FedEx.
Office Depot, yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure they can
Yeah.
even go larger on like poster board if needed.
So that's the last Halloween piece for now. And like Cheryl said earlier, when we go to market, our needlework market in March, I'm pretty sure I'll be adding more stuff. Christmas, I'm going to do Pink Coat Santa by Teresa Kogut. I've been waiting for this to come back in stock because I think it sells out fairly quickly.
I'll reorder more.
Well, I think we ordered like 50.
Okay.
And I think they just came in. Fabric for this, I think I'm going to do Pink Sand 28 count by Witchelt, which seems to match fairly well to what this was stitched on. And I am going to change the year to 2026 since I'll be completing this year. But that is one Christmas piece. The other one I started last year, I just haven't done any more progress on it, but Sweater Weather by With I Needle. So I'll probably finish this way before Christmas. I need to put this on my list to do and just get it over with. But that is all I have for now.
Thank you, Alicia.
Mm-hmm.
And that little red box, it's from Target, and I don't remember the name of it, but we all have one now. Now, have any of us used it except for Alicia? Probably not.
I use it.
Oh, you did. Okay,
Yeah.
mine is just using a secret. Okay, put the basket on
I
the
will.
table so I can.
I have
see.
a needle here from somebody.
Oh Lord, that's probably me.
Okay, so this
Show the
is
basket.
my basket. I upgraded my other basket. It was like a cloth one and it didn't have a lid. And let's just say Jordan is very OCD about mess and this can get messy. So with an open lid, he could see it too much. So I got one that has a lid from Target. So now you can't see the mess in there. Shelly, real quick, can we talk about nerd shapes real fast?
Yeah, they want to see, like, they want to know, some of the questions that I saw is, talking about hooping it, can it be tight, can it be loose, and then
This is
does it
yours.
crunch your stitches? That was we got a bunch of questions.
I'm gonna put mine back. So I keep my nerd shapes in here if I decide to use them. Shelly, this one is this is number 2 of the nerd. So I'm assuming it's the small, maybe.
Calls it the small. I think the little bitty one they
Is it
call
extra small?
Okay, yeah,
So this is the one that you primarily use.
that's my, yes. And I tend to leave my, whatever I'm stitching on, I leave the nurge on the piece, and I haven't had any issues with it ironing right out
Okay.
when I'm
When
done.
when you're done, like when you leave it overnight.
Yeah, I leave it all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
I
I mean,
don't
we
think-
want
yeah.
to tell people what we do. Everybody can do whatever they want to
Yeah.
And I do it super, I
you do
like
it
it
tight?
tight. I like it super tight, and I pull it.
Pull it.
And I ironed this morning, and a couple of them I was like, uh-oh, but everything that I showed you this morning had
A
the
nerd
nurge
shape.
on it, and it all ironed out.
Can you put a piece of fabric in one of those? Yeah.
Do you want Ada or linen?
I don't know. I don't want anything. It's my viewers that want it.
I'll do this one.
I don't think I could get as much done if I did the hoop. But I think everyone in here uses a hoop but me. Yeah,
Yes.
everyone uses a hoop. Well, do
We
you use
use-
the hoop, Alicia? Yeah, you do.
She did the Q-snap.
Yeah, if I used the hoop, I think I'd go slower and
Do you mind if I use yours, or you want me to use mine?
It's good, yeah.
Okay. I gotta think about this.
Where'd you get your basket from?
My basket's from Target.
Target.
Oh my word. Of course, when I do it.
Oh, there's no SKU number on the bottom of it. Sorry, I looked.
No, I took it off. Before I like tighten this, I like pull.
Taut a little bit.
Yeah, to get any like crinkles out.
Are the hoops heavy?
Y'all can answer this one. I have my own opinion on them. I'll let y'all go first since I'll use them more.
It hasn't bothered me at all, so I guess I don't think it's definitely there's one even bigger than this one. That guy is heavy.
Now the Q-snaps, just, if everybody wants to know, Q-snaps have been around longer and they sell better than Nerge. But Nerge has a lot more options. They have all these different sizes. They have green, yellow, orange, green, orange, pink. So as a whole, Q-snap sells better, but in total, Nerge sells better, if that makes sense, because
They have variety.
they have more variety. So the total sales is more on Nerge than a Q-snap. Q-snap sells individually better because there's only like 3 or 4 sizes and they're white and they're not as cute.
For me, I either use this size or literally the smallest size.
So small or medium?
So extra small or small. For me, this becomes too heavy and then it upsets my wrists.
Now what is that, medium?
This is number 3, which would be considered the medium.
Okay.
But for this, I use this bigger size, and I'll show you in one of my pieces. I should have brought it. Nerge has a stand. Like
yeah.
Nerge sells one. And then I don't clip it from up here. So I like frame it backwards rather than putting my this up here. I put it down here on the bottom so that then I can clamp it up here, and then I just stitch with
Underneath.
2 hands. Yeah. And then this big one is the one that Shelly said fits the goddess, like the medium, number 3.
Whenever I start doing the skirt.
The skirt,
I use
yeah.
that. And I actually don't put this on the top when I'm sewing.
You put
I
it on the
keep-
bottom?
No,
Oh.
I keep it on the side. I sew like this.
And you're right-handed, right? So then it keeps the thread out of the...
That's smart, because then I could just
Then
hold
your
it with my
friend-
left hand
I
for
hold
me.
That gives me a little extra to hold on to. And then
So
I-
you put it this way in your right hand, or
No.
you do it in your left? Oh yeah, because you're
I'm
right-handed.
right-handed, yes. So I do it like that.
So I would do it. Sorry, y'all, I'm left-handed. So
What were you going to say, Cheryl?
Well, I was gonna say, there's a good tip about tightening these. You can get it really, really tight. The plastic, if you're really gripping it, what I do, I have one of the little, they're all different sizes, like jar openers, the little silicone or like rubber like, and they really grip it, and it's safe, because those are ridged. And
Yeah.
it saves your finger.
I can see
It really
that.
helps grip it.
My
And
fingers
it,
are red.
yeah.
But
So
yeah.
I have one of those in a couple of my bags.
it gets really, really taut, and it
Yeah.
stays that way.
Stays.
No, it's
Like that
does
whole
not
entire, it
get
does not
loose.
get loose.
Nope, they're great.
Okay, I'll give you your hoop back. Here you go, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, so first I wanted to show, Shelly stitched this last year. It is the Heartstring Samplery Coffee Drinker's Confession Part 5. And it was literally, like a week before Christmas. And I had texted her and I said, hey, are you still giving this to your husband for Christmas? I can finish it. Like, what are you going to do? And she's like, oh no, I was just going to gift it to him like as is, like not finished, and then tell him finishing's to come. And I was like, oh my word. I said, no. I said, bring it to work on Monday. I'll take it home and I'll finish. So that night, literally, wasn't it the week of Christmas? I think it was that Monday or that Tuesday. She brings it. And this is how I ended up finishing. So this fabric here is Morning Latte from the Morning Latte collection by Sandy Gervais. So we were trying to find something like coffee latte-esque, but also still cute at the same time. So we went with that. She ended up going to see what SKUs she liked best. She picked like, I want to say like 4 or 5 of them. And then when I got to finishing, then I decided which one would look the best with it. So this is just a sticky board with no batting. Her piece has batting, it's on a sticky board, and then I added this trim around the whole entire piece. I ended up getting, when at Michael's, they do around the holidays like a bundle of trim that they sell. So I had 2 from Halloween. One was like fall themed, and the other one was like a black, white, and cream. And this one came from the black, white, and like cream bundle, if you know what I'm talking about, if you saw them at Michael's during the Halloween season. And then because I think y'all are planning to hang it on the wall maybe. I think that's what we had talked about. I didn't want the back to be exposed. So I ended up covering it with that same fabric. I cut it the same size. I did not put batting on this. And rather than using sticky board, I did a matte board because I didn't want it to be so thick. And then it's just, you know, a flat finish. You can, like, we can add a sawtooth hanger, which by the way, I have one that I can just nail it, like hammer it in, that we can put it here and then it's ready to go on the wall. Or if over time they find a piece, say at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, wherever, and they just want to mount this, they can just, you know, glue on the back. And
So
boom.
that's Riley Blake fabric, quilting fabric.
Yeah. So I loved it. When I was so happy when I saw it done. And then I was like, hey, you now have a finished piece.
I think she texted me like she'd been home maybe an hour. She's like, "What do you think?" I'm serious. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
Whoa. I'm not good at asking. I was very happy. Thank you again.
Yeah.
I think that plastic.
Oh, that's yours. Here you go,
So you
ma'am.
don't have it in there. Thank you.
Yeah. So for goals, my goal this year was to be organized. That was my whole entire thing. So I have an app that's called Notability. This is not sponsored in any way by them. It's actually to take notes for, let me see if I can do my brightness, like for school. So we have a calendar on our website that Carly designed, and it is that has the whole entire year, and it's themed, and it's a free PDF and themed to the season. I love Cheryl's idea of book of days. I just didn't want, I'm not a physical copy person. Like, I don't like physical things. I prefer digital.
She prefers physical rings.
Yes, I prefer that, but not paper, you know? So I got the calendar, I downloaded it. And then when my mom ended up visiting for Christmas and she stayed, we were watching Nicole Spore's Vlogmas. And I think maybe in her first or second, she talked about like taking projects out of her physical bag and then putting them in those Ziploc bags that you saw from Shelley, those hanging ones. And I thought that was such a great idea because it would free up a lot of my project bags and I didn't have to then continue to like buy or make any. And then I knew what I had. So I ordered one package and one package came with 25. I went through every single piece that I had, literally everything. And I decided, do I keep it? Do I not? I think 3 projects I ended up giving to my mom because they were on 14 count and I had good progress. I still wanted them. I just didn't find pleasure in stitching on 14 count. So she's going to finish them for me. And then, you know, I was going through everything and literally I was down to 1 bag. So I had 25 whips and I said, you know what, y'all? I'm not adding anymore. This is gonna be the year that I finish these 25. So I'm theming January for snowmen. So I divided my bags once I had them all out. I divided them in like categories. So I had the snowman, the Christmas, I had Halloween, which was a ton. I had like my religious pieces. I had broken them, I think, also down into like cardinals, because there was a lot of with red birds, and then also like ones that were just spring and seasonal. So for January, there are 5 weeks within there. So I'm picking 5 projects. So each month, however many weeks there are, determines how many projects I'm stitching that month. I made this very complicated, but we'll see how long this lasts. So that means I can pick 5 projects. The projects I picked, I wrote up here. The first one is Christmas Market, then Snow Magical. Okay, these 4. I went out of order. I picked which ones I liked first. So the first one was Snow Magical, and this was the oldest kit that I had in my stash. I want to say this pattern came out in 2023, and I started it on a whole different count of fabric, but I didn't have much done, so I restarted. Oh my word, hold on, I have all my floss over here. And this is gray spinel, gray spinel 32 count by Fiber on a Whim. This is the same fabric that I stitched. I believe it's called Stitchy Friends. This is the one that I gifted Cheryl for her birthday. The fabric is what this is on. So this is just literally the, like, I think I cut here, the extra scrap. This is how far I got for 6 days. I ended up not stitching one of the days. I think it was our first like full day back from the new year at work, and I was exhausted. So I love how it came out. It was definitely different stitching with 2 strands because I'm used to stitching with 1. The thread here is Classic Colorworks Bamboo, and all this thread I pull from my stash. So I'm literally trying to shop my stash and the fabric as much as I can before I have to order something, because I do know I have it. Funny thing is I thought I had Classic Colorworks Bamboo. I thought I had a ton of skeins. I didn't. This all here is DMC White. And then all up here is Classic Colorworks Bamboo.
Oh, it looks the same.
You
It
can't
looks
tell the
good. You can't
difference. So then I'm like, oh, I have a ton of DMC White, I bet, in my stash. No, this was literally what I had. So I'm like, are you kidding me? The first project that I pull for 2026, I already have to now get like floss. I'm like, that's lovely. But I'll end up sticking with DMC White. You really can't tell the difference. And I did the loop method here for bamboo. On a white thread, like, to me, over dyed, you cannot tell the difference. That is just my personal, opinion, but, and then I kept all the floss. Like, I just have it all thrown in here. I mean, it's not really neat. So that was,
Show it again.
which, my
Yeah, that. Just show, yeah. Like,
unneatness.
Yeah.
Like, I literally just have it, like, thrown that I need to get. And then while I'm doing this, in that,
We need that.
yes.
they want to know the name
Oh, what
of the
program
app.
it is that you save the calendar. Okay, so it's called Notability, and it looks like this little pencil thing on the App Store. So within the app, you get, like, mind you, I will say you do have to pay pay like a yearly subscription. It is very inexpensive to what I use it for. So I ended up, there's templates within this program too. So I found this template. So I've written everything, my changes, the supplies that I did, when I started, how many days I've worked on it, and then that I need to get more DMC White, because my goal is, say if I had finished this during that week, that allowed myself to then pick up a new project and start something else. Since I didn't finish this goes back into my, those little bags, but I know I'm going to need more white. So I'm going to make a little sticky note, in the bag that I need more white, or I'll just go and buy the white and throw it in there so I'm ready whenever I pick it up again. So yes, so that's Snow Magical. The other plans for January, that since we're on the 2nd week now, I picked up Quaker Snippets by With Thy Needle and Thread. So this is on the same fabric that I did the first snippets, and then like Cheryl, I just flipped it over to do the second one.
What's the fabric?
Fabric is Cafe au Lait 36 count linen.
Fiber on a Whim.
By Fiber on a Whim, yes. So since this is my working bag, I have a thread keep Cheryl got me for Christmas. Cheryl's is so neat in comparison to mine. When we stitch at lunch, I just like open it up and it's like, bam, so messy. And theirs is all like nice and neat, but it's okay. I know what colors are what. So this is where I keep all my thread. That's why that's a mess. The other bag, because when I'm done with this, I throw all this thread back in the bag and then I put the new project in here.
Where'd you get the bag?
Creative Carol, because Cheryl,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
right? I'm assuming. I use the Frank Edmonds hoop sometimes. It's easier on my wrists. I will say though, I love the tension of it. I would consider this like a looser tension than the Nerge. The more you stitch, and like if I stayed stitching in this area for the whole night, the fabric does get looser as you stitch. But that's just my preference. Every now and then I, break out the Nerge if like my fabric is too.
You break out the Nerge if you have the urge.
That's good, Kimberly. So this is Quaker Snippets number 2. So this is what the finish looks like. Everything is called for. I'm using 1 strand over 2 threads for this one. And the next, side note, I think I can finish though this week. That's my, goal, because I do want to start a new project. I am itching to start one, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just,
I
Oh,
want to know what kind of tablet you have.
it's that, I know it's by Apple. It's an iPad. It's a normal iPad. It is the iPad 5. No, that's the name. iPad 10th generation. Are you able to download cross-stitch patterns into Notability app?
So when you first opened it, there was a pattern loaded. So I think they're talking about that.
I will.
And so
Do you mind if I do a demo on it?
go ahead.
Okay. So yes and no, you can.
This is also what Priscilla does. And when I've gone on several vacations with her, she gets so frustrated with me. She's like, just put it on your app. And I'm like, Priscilla, I wouldn't even remember to charge it. But this is also what Priscilla does. Probably not this app. But a lot of people do this. It's too advanced for me.
So yes, you can download if it's already in like PDF form. So say for instance, like I'm gonna go to the Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm gonna download Cherry Love. Oh my word, not that one. Oh, by the way, we're talking about this later. Kimberly has a section. Cherry Love free PDF. Okay, so when you hit download, it's going to open up new tab. Okay, you have the PDF, all the pages here.
And this is a free one, so.
Am I okay?
Yeah.
So so you have all, 2 pages. Up here is this little share button. And then you have like your suggested apps. It already knows which ones that, that I use over time. As you use it, it picks which ones. So I just hit Notability, and then it asks if I want to add it to a certain note, create a new one, add to an existing one, all that. So I want a create new note, and then I hit import, and then I just open the note. It's importing, and then I have it in there. And then as I stitch, you can use your finger or your Apple Pencil. I use an Apple Pencil, and then you can just like zoom in as big as you want, and then like mark. I mark as I go, so that's why I do iPad. So yes, if it's not a PDF, you do have the option to like scan it in through the camera. So that's what I did for a majority of these, and I also have it labeled of what I'm stitching for January. So a majority of these 3 are not PDF'd. So I just, laid out my pattern, took a photo of it which is scanning it to them, and then it imports it in. So that's how I end up stitching. Then one of my goals for 2026 is to work on the Christmas market. So I want to try to keep up speed, but as is, I'm kind of already a
So
little
the
bit
first one's on
behind.
the left, the second one's on the right, and both have come in stock, right? And there's
Correct.
a total of
9?
Is it 9 or 11?
I think it's 9.
Okay.
I'll count in a little bit. So this is how far I've got from Christmas market.
What fabric is that?
This is Affogato 40 count by Fiber on a Whim.
40 count. Mm-hmm. You've lost your mind. Oh my. Okay, so that's one strand.
1 strand over 2. I mean, it's pretty tiny. If anyone has stitched this, can you let me know what y'all did for the cheeks? Because she has a symbol in here for the cheeks, like in the pattern, but there's no symbol on the actual legend. So if y'all have stitched this, let me know what color y'all used. Or unless y'all know
Or
if she
what
has,
stitch.
yeah, or if it's like a different. Yeah, well, she's supposed to have pants. I just haven't gotten there yet.
Did you see that right there? You missed those.
Oh yeah, I have to go back. I think I ran out of white.
Maybe we could all just donate some skeins of white to me.
Well, and the thing is I have it, but if I run out of, I don't like to give to from one bag to another, because then I'm gonna end up needing it for the other project eventually. So I just buy new. But how I've been stitching lately is like whatever's on my needle is what I continue stitching, and I just like bounce around.
Show your bag and who it's from.
Denise Troxel, I made it.
Oh, yes, Denise Troxel bags.
So
I heard about this bag.
I made it.
It looks good.
Because I really don't carry the patterns. I mean, these ones I did because I knew I was going to show them. They fit perfectly for a half, and then I just fold my fabric and lay it in here. Once I start stitching, right now this is literally the whole entire skeins for the entire series. So I know as I stitch, it'll lessen. But I'm hoping by January I finish this one and can start
that's
February.
pretty good progress. I don't think that's too behind.
I don't think so. I know they
that's
go
good.
really fast. Once I start stitching, they go quick. And right now the only thing that's left are like just little sections in here, like the white in here and then the red, some of the snowflakes. Like it's just very tiny stitches, so I can easily get that done.
The plastic bags you bought from Amazon, are they thin or thick plastic? Someone is shopping for them now.
They're pretty thick.
The thick?
Yeah. So
They hold
that's
up well the big charts and everything that you put in there.
so that's one. Yeah, I can try to do a tutorial on it. I'm very happy with how it came out. I finally figured out how to do these mitered corners and how to put snaps on. I even got a whole snap kit from Amazon. I was so excited. Oh, and then I got a little too excited and I made another one, kind of, yeah. This is
That's so cute.
This
What
is,
fabric is that?
I don't know.
Is that from your stash?
Yeah.
That's old. Oh, that's
I just
cute.
pulled it out, so
Oh,
I
and then
did.
that's like a little magnet.
Yeah, on one of the bags that Minky Kim did for you, she
Did a magnet.
put a magnet, like one of her sew-in magnets, and then put the fabric over it so that it could be used as a needle minder. And, Jordan tends to be a little vocal that I always lose my needle. And, our dogs are in the living room with us and we're afraid that they're going to ingest one. So I built in a magnet because I never have a minder on hand. And then I use the one also that Chelle gave me because it's so cute and it matches. So this is another one that I have.
Cute.
That once I figured out what I was doing, I'm very happy with it. I'll do this one last. The Salem sampler is what I want to stitch throughout 2026. And I want to have it done by October. So for 7 days out of the week, I'm going to stitch this. And my goal is to be able to cut down this fabric by like February.
Like after you've done
After
that,
I've
you
done
mean?
like the border. So, because I want to make sure I did not measure my stuff, and I'm thinking I did it correctly. Now, like, Cheryl has me nervous now that she told like her horror story here. Like, I am so nervous that like my fabric, like, it's not going to fit. I know it's going to fit, but now I'm like even more stressed that she said it. So I'm going to go through and add the entire border lengthwise, just like just this right here, the entire way, and then do that same border the entire way down. So then that way I know, you know, because this is literally a whole yard of fabric.
What fabric is that?
Hold on, I have to open it.
Oh my gosh, that's huge. Put it on the table.
Hold on. I
Oh my
think
gosh,
I
that's-
cut it.
Just get my border part.
You want to do
Yeah,
it
do it.
front? Oh, let me not show my back.
Oh my gosh.
So that's-
It's way beyond it's way beyond.
And then it keeps on going.
It looks like a towel.
So yeah, so it's, I just poked myself with my
Oh,
needle.
the needle's coming off.
Oh my word.
Hold on,
Okay.
hold on.
I got
It's
it.
The needle. No,
Oh,
the
right here.
needle's coming off. Yes.
I was like, I could feel it. We're losing needles over here, guys. So this is how far I've gotten. On the other side, I think I know I talked about this.
What fabric is it?
I don't remember, the tag's not
Oh,
on here.
the tag's not on there.
I want to
Okay.
say it's one more reproduction.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Hold on, maybe it's in my bag because it
No,
came
it's fine.
off.
From the new company.
Be Stitch Me, yeah. I know I have it somewhere. But yeah, so this is with over 2 strands, over 2 threads with 1 strand. This was me oh yeah. There we go, guys. This is what I did with 2 strands, over 2 threads, and it was thick. So I went back down to 1 strand. But it does get hot having all this in your lap. So that's why I'm hoping that I can, you know, go all the way across, go all the way down, and then cut off my extra. But I had planned to stitch this throughout the entire year, and then fingers crossed finish it by October, and then I'll pick up another Halloween sampler to do. Jordan said he liked the one that Shelley is stitching. So it looks like I'll have to add that, Shelley, to my list. And then to keep myself on schedule, oh sorry Kimberly, I'm also in my rotation adding the sample piece or model stitching for here at Fat Quarter Shop. So this one is, I'm just going to show like a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think you can show a lot of it because they kind of know what's coming.
This is the next one for the quilting bee. Literally, it's not ironed. I literally just pulled it out. So this is the one that I use the bigger hoop.
Show the hoop. The hoop's right there.
Oh, thank you.
So,
So this
we're
is
gonna
the whole
do a
set.
demo. Okay, so somebody wants to see all the hoops together, so she's gonna show that in a second.
So I use, well, I'll do it right now.
Put them all there so they can see them.
Hold on, give me a minute.
You have a pin. Oh my gosh, you have a needle on her shirt.
Jordan, how
Zoom.
zoomed out can I? Oh, look, and I can put this one up here.
Oh, there's 4.
So this is number 1. This is what's considered extra small. Number 2 is small. Number 3 is medium. Number 4, this is your largest. So these 2 are the sizes that we mentioned that Shelley uses. This one is the small one that she uses. Number 3, medium, is what she uses for the dress section and the goddess. This one I actually like using just because it's small and it's cute. This is the one that I use when I stitch the quilting bee because it literally covers like the whole entire design. So I hoop it like this way.
Cheryl, what size do you use?
Sorry.
What
What
size
size
do you
Narge?
use the most?
I normally use the small the most.
This
The
one.
two.
Yes.
So Cheryl uses this one.
Number 2.
Number 2.
I have used all 3 of those sizes, but usually it's the number 2, the small.
I would think if you're using this large, you have a stand.
You have a stand.
Because I mean, I feel for me that would be
Yeah.
very heavy
It's
to
big.
like
Yeah.
stitch in, but
It's a lot of extra work to
to
Yeah,
scoop
combing
around,
around.
yeah.
That's with my stand,
Yeah.
I use that.
So yeah, so I hoop this exactly like, you know, with this upside down. I may have to try Shelly's way of her doing it this way. And then I will clamp my stand right here, and then I can just do stitch 2 hands. Because as I stitch, when I stitch this one, I don't like to lose tension as I go, so I you know, you can still see like the ring. I do use my Edmonds one, but half the time I like to use the Nerge. But this is the next one. It's actually going really fast in comparison to the sewing machine, and that's why Kimberly said hers is, the first one is that brown, the next one is going to be that green for the border.
And each of those are going to have different thread packs.
Correct.
Because there's so much thread in each of them, so I'm sure you'll have leftover from the first one, but it won't be enough to do the second one.
Yes, and you will have leftover that I know of, but yes.
Okay, somebody wants you to show the bird bag.
And then I have one more.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. So the bird, this one?
No, that one right there on the top left of the table.
Oh, this one was also a gift from Cheryl, same thing by Creative Carol. And this one works. This is the same thing that I have all my threads in there of what I'm using for the quilting bee. And then to go when I stitch with the Christmas market, I'm also working on the Nutcracker Village. So you saw earlier Cheryl's piece that uses the Desert Opalescent even weave. This is the raw linen 32 count. So it's very similar. I want to say, Cheryl, yours may be like a little bit darker. Like not, would you think, or no?
You want me to grab it?
Yeah.
Let's see if the camera.
I think yours is darker.
But it could be. I probably should have ironed this, but that's fine. But I do agree with Cheryl. Oh wow, they're actually
So they're
Really
both
similar.
32 count. One is opalescent and one is desert.
they're both opalescent. This
Okay.
one's just linen. This one's a
Okay.
Lugana. So I
Even
think
weave.
yeah, you technically run into the same issue of like the opalescent like woven within the threads of the fabric, but it's easier to see on the Lugana than what it is for the linen, because for me, I'm thinking it's a hole and it's not. It's just the thread from the opalescent. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, that's on a good day, good lighting day to stitch that. So I hope to stitch both of those, the Christmas market and Nutcracker, like within the same week. And I'm trying to at least stitch every day. I've already failed that by not stitching on the second, but at least get, 30 minutes to an hour in. And then come January 31st, I'll rekit my whole entire bucket.
What does that mean?
Like, I'm not going to stitch on these, not all of these I'll stitch on. So like Snow Magical, the one with the snowman, that goes away, goes back up in the hanger, and I pick a new project because now it's February, so I have a new theme. And then Quaker Snippets goes away.
Okay.
And I
then
get
when
a
does
new
it
one.
come back? Next year?
Yeah, whenever I pick up Snowman again.
Okay.
So, we'll see. I think that's it that I have. Let me
Thank you.
Yeah.
When y'all were showing stuff, it made me think of one thing that I've been doing that's kind of new is I've been frustrated with like my messiness of my thread and stuff being everywhere. And I stitch in this little, it's like a recliner, but it's a small one. So like, you know, it's just me and my dog can fit in it, but like my threads can't really fit. So what I've been doing is I usually use like a big bag, whatever the bag is. But then I've been using these mini Mad for Plaid bags to put all my thread in. But then when I have the loose, like the ones that I've already opened, I put them in these little bags. What are they called?
So tidy.
So tidy. So they're these little paper bags. And some of them, like I have a ton. But then that way it's not stuff everywhere. So that's kind of a new thing that I'm trying. I don't know if we'll see how long it lasts. And then most of mine have the this in there now, because it makes it where I can just put it on my lap. Okay, so now I'm going to show you all the new fabric, all the new patterns. So from Stitching with the Housewives, we have Memories. This is one of the word swaps. And these are out now. And then January, Good Old Days. And like I showed you, February, that will come in the next couple of weeks. Goosemas Joy. And then the winter roundabouts, they finished out with Snowman Season, Snowman Transport. And then they finished out their patriotic sassy strippers with Snow Glory and Patriotic Christmas. And then starting in January, these are the two new series that they're going to do for January. One is Stitching Roundabouts, and then one is Tiered Tray Tidbits. And if you watch their video Saturday, they talked about each of these will be a seed packet. Denise just showed the second part of Christmas Market. So this is the second chart, and it's now here. If you're in the Pattern Club, it's shipped already. From Blueberry Ridge, the Potting Bench 2. The Post Mouse Christmas Delivery. Season's Greetings. Oh Christmas Tree. Noel and Be Merry. Super cute. And then Chorus Quilts. She is a quilt designer. She's a fabric designer. Her name is Shelley Cavana. She does fabric for Benartex. She has 3 new cross stitch patterns: Meadow Sweet, Liberty Bell, and Sea Glass Sampler. All of these are based on quilts that she has designed and published before, and all of these are color patterns. Stitching with the Housewives is a pattern designer, and you should check them out. They have a video every Saturday on YouTube. Plum Street Sampler, A Merry Gentleman. Comfort and Joy, and Cheryl just showed this one. And All is Calm. And then the next two from Heartstring Samplery, Shelley showed. So Hopperstown and Halfway Happy. I should show these to Emma. I'm sure she doesn't care, but she can think I'm cool. Two new.
If she likes them and she asks for you to stitch them, would you?
No. No, because she already got all kinds of crocheted things this year, and so she's hit the limit. I don't think she would take care of it the way that she should. Okay, these are from the Scissorist. We bought these because Denise liked them. So they're very sharp. Denise loves them. This one is curved, and this one is straight. But she likes them because they're very sharp.
And cute. They have a little flower on them.
Right here?
Yeah, so I think it's like black and gold, maybe that
Yeah,
one.
that
and
one's
then
black
the other
and
one's pink.
This one's cute. This reminds me of like unpicking quilting stitches. Oh, they're called Moonflower scissors. And then from Kimberly Designs, they now have small boxes. So we carry some of the colors. So we have Sakura Pink, Navy Blue, Teal Green, Fire Engine Red, and Pine Green. So these are where you can stitch them on the top. We just loaded them yesterday, and so just to show you again, you push this off right here, and then you can push this out, and then you can stitch on this, put it back in, and it snaps in, like you don't have to glue or anything. You have to actually snap it under the little, there's little thingies right there. And then it stays. And okay, so her name, it's Kimberly Designs. So we have the large and the small, but if you would like other colors, she sells those direct on her site. I have some plans for crochet this year. I brought my blanket today. I don't know if Denise saw it yet, but it is so fabulous. So we have been buying some more yarn for crochet, and we're going to get that on our site where it is better, where you can actually, if you search crochet yarn, it actually shows up, because right now it does not. So Jupiter Moon is a company, we have carried some of their Cascade yarn, some of their variegated, and so we bought Bud. I have something planned with this. We also have another company that we're going to be buying stuff from, and I made a fabulous blanket. I can't wait to show you guys. And then I have a surprise to show you. So yeah, so I haven't sewn with this. I do prefer thick yarn. This is a size 5. I prefer size 5 or size 4 bulky. That's what I prefer to crochet with. So I wanted to say a huge thank you. Oh my gosh, I have 2 bags because of Cheryl. So Cosmo Stitches mailed me this one. I didn't even know who she was. So I'm so excited. I haven't put a project in it yet because I wanted to show you guys. So it's got lots of room, so you can put your pattern. Anyway, I love it. She mailed it to me. I was so excited. And then Alicia's husband the next day came in my office and said, I have this for you. And I said, you do? And a customer named Connie Wheeler made it for me and wrote me a super nice note. I'm like, how lucky am I? So now I have 2. But it was so, I was so confused when she came in because I thought, well, I already got it. Maybe she mailed it to me twice. So thank you, ladies. I'm so excited. That definitely made my year. Those boxes are called Kimbroidery. Kimbroidery. Small stitch and store cross stitch keepsake boxes. Oh, what about the Minky Kim charms?
I have them up there, but.
Oh, I didn't see them. Did I not see them? Sorry. They're so cute. These are really cute. I'm going to buy both of these. Well, actually, I'm going to buy the pink. I'm not going to buy the black. So this one is rose gold, and then this one is gold, and it's pink with flowers and black with flowers. And this is obviously gold, and this is rose gold. Sorry, you have to hit me over the head sometimes. Okay, let me read any questions. I have a question about Garden of Quills. For the thread requirements, does it go off stitching with 1 strand since the model was stitched with 1 strand, or will the thread pack be enough for 28 count? I'm sure it'll be enough for 28 count. We usually
I want to say the thread pack we did with 14 count.
Yeah, I think we did it with 14 count math. Will there be special items for St. Patrick's Day? Not that I know of. I am brand new to cross stitch, so this is a basic question. If I'm using a hoop, does it damage stitches as I progress? Stitches will end up being locked in the hoop as I progress. No, per Shelley and Denise. First,
we all put our hoops, whatever we're using, like,
on top of
over
the
our
stitches.
Like,
Yeah.
we don't put a protect, like, we just straight put it over
Yeah.
stitches. Yeah.
I like the twirled floss cord. Has anyone done a demo of doing this? So I think that on that, we can do a demo, but that you bought pre-done at Michael's.
Yeah, you need like a quarter
A qu-
to.
Yeah,
do
you
your
need like
own.
a quarter, or there used to be a tutorial online, but I know it was taken down. I'm gonna try the 13th, 31st Halloween stitching, and then Merry Mondays and Santa's if I stitch on weekends. I like that idea. Does the laminate glare on your patterns or not?
Not really, just a little bit, but not enough to bother me.
Yeah, she said not enough to bother her, and she does those at home. She just bought something off Amazon, is what you said on the last one. Is Garden of Quilts a color pattern? Yes. The Cosmo Ada, when will it arrive? Do you think that's shipped yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think it's shipped yet. We ordered that, we placed a big order directly from Japan, like in November, and it hasn't shipped. So as soon as it gets here, but we did order a lot, so hopefully that'll be good. We need an episode with all of the 2025 finishes from the ladies.
Like the way.
Do y'all have one?
Do we have any 2025
Do y'all have enough finishes?
Do we have enough?
I have two that we can finish.
I have at least, I have 4.
All of mine are gifted out, unfortunately.
Well, maybe we'll do it for 2026.
2026, we'll plan it for the end of this year.
Pam says, add all the Stitcher staff to rotation on your YouTubes. Yes, they're going to be here every week. Unless there's like, they want to take the day off. Do you have any dragon cross stitch patterns this year?
The one that Shelley showed.
Oh, Shelley showed one.
The fall folk dragon.
Yeah, she's
I didn't even think about that. She showed this fall folk dragon. If there's anything y'all want from Tiny Modernist, y'all can just email Denise at fatquartershop.com. Am I ordering the Mirabilia re-release? Yes, we ordered 25 of each. I don't know when they will come. Do you know when they're going to come?
Just ship date was January.
Ship date was January. What is the needle brand that is smooth in the needle eye that prevents floss from fraying? I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know. I know, yeah.
The needle where the eye doesn't fray your floss.
I mean,
My needle doesn't fray it.
I don't, yeah, I think it's all personal preference. Where can we find the pattern for Denise Troxel bag? We can, she'll do a demo. It won't be next week. You can order the project portfolios from Creative Carol. It's with a K. Cosmo Stitches. You can just Google Cosmo Stitches bags or
Como.
Como Stitches. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Como, COMO Stitches. And you can also join her Patreon, which I joined, and it'll tell you the bag release dates. How many floss colors come in each stitch quarterly? So that's a great way to end. So next week is going to be all about Stitch Quarterly and all the amazing changes that are coming. We had so much packed today that we thought it would get lost. So we're going to open up the next floss tube with that. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you Connie and Como Stitches for my bags, and I will see you along with these ladies next week.